Hi everyone and welcome to round 1 of the WARNO League Super Tournament, hosted by SDL. Many thanks to those who joined us yesterday for the start of the tournament over on the SD League channel. Many thanks to those of you who donated to the prize pool, which is now over $500. We are heading into, later today, the semi-finals and finals, which should be really exciting. Best of 3 for the semi-finals, and then the grand finals are the best of 5. Join me and Protoss as we'll be casting over there for all of this excitement. Also, many thanks to the team working in the back, which are Phoenix and T-Man, who are doing camera work and they're doing all the analyst stuff. And many thanks to Heyoka and Green and Theoman, I believe, who have been handling all the admin stuff behind that as well. So it's been a really good weekend so far, so please come along and join us over on the SD League channel later this afternoon, 3 PM UK time, 4 PM European time. I hope to see you all there. Let's get into this game here. So this is a game from round 1 yesterday. We didn't cover it. This is 2nd UK Suffers, who is Waffle, as he's more commonly known. And then we also have him playing against Integ3r, obviously one of the top players in WARNO right now. 2nd UK Suffers actually playing as a 2nd UK, so Waffle's playing as a 2nd UK, which are doing really well in this patch, might I add. They are now considered top tier. And over on the other side, we have Integ3r playing as the 3rd Armour Division. Integ3r obviously changes his name constantly, and he's currently got it bugged, so he can't actually change it back to Integ3r. So he apologises. Let's have a look at what 2nd UK Suffers has down. Mr. Waffle, you have some Recon 1 squad going pretty far forward there. And then we've got some Rover Milans. Milan's doing very well. All those ATGMs are really good in this patch. Not to be underestimated. Some anti-air there and a command. Over at this side, we've got SAS. SAS are awesome. They're doing really well in this patch as well. Obviously, their ability to have not only anti-tank, but also anti-air, and their stingers. So they're very, very good. Get loads of these in, they do a lot of damage. So we've got some going in the middle and really far forward there, and the same at this side, getting really far into Delta. We've got those Jaeger coming up the rear because they're not forward deployable, at least not quite as far forward deployable. Gazelle heading to the center, and then a mixture of Warrior Milans with some arm rifles and other bits and pieces spreading about. Over on the other side, as we spin all the way around, apologies if made you dizzy, we have Integ3r, who has a load of ACAVs with scouts, all going to the center here. I mean, really pushing far in here. This is going to be interesting because it's going to be a fight between these and the SAS. For me, the SAS would technically win that fight if they get out of their vehicle early enough and they're close enough to the ACAVs. M150 here, just recon, and obviously it's got its tow launcher. Military police, still pretty good, and obviously the Dragons. Dragons, not the best ATGMs, but obviously with any ATGM buff right now, they're doing a lot more suppression and stuff. Plenty of things coming in down here. Some Bradleys, interestingly. We haven't seen a lot of those at the moment so far. We've got some ACAV there as well. The Scouts, we have some supply, Chaparral, Pivads, lots of AA coming in down here. All sort of just hanging around this point. Some Scouts coming this way, and another Bradley. Going heavy on the Bradleys here now, and a command tank at the back. Command tank's probably not a bad choice for the center, because it's harder to kill. But just thinking about this sort of collection of Bradleys here. Obviously, infantry fighting vehicles, autocannons. Autocannons have been nerfed in their damage, so they're not quite as popular now. So I'm curious to see how they perform. SAS here, getting nice and close to stuff. Yeah, SAS are going to do a lot of damage here. Pop, pop, pop on those Bradleys. There they all three. Well, 2 Bradleys and the ACAV with the Scouts in, all popped in quick succession. You don't mess with the SAS. In the center here, the SAS have made it really far forward. The ACAVs have had to deploy back here instead. That command tank is coming in there. May well bump into the SAS here. This feels like a nice solid start for Waffle. Some more Rover Milans coming in. Terrier's Pioneers coming in here to help take this town. Lots of stuff heading around this side. That Rover, can that be seen from outside? Potentially. May get spotted sooner or later. It's not far enough to this side of that town, perhaps. We'll see if it gets popped. SAS getting a little bit overwhelmed up here, but doing a serious amount of damage. I'm seeing a lot of dead ACAVs. I think the SAS isn't doing too badly there. It is about to get caught by this Abrams, though. This SAS might be able to kill that Abrams in return, though. A couple of M48s coming in down there. Just heard a chopper go down, I think. Ah, yeah, the Lynx was destroyed with the aeromobiles in. And bearing in mind that that is another big change in this patch. That choppers now take the same sort of damage as vehicles do, so the infantry in them die. Or the infantry inside the vehicle take the same damage. So, big changes there. It's something we've been asking for a long time. Because it was a little bit silly that these infantry could end up landing on top of your stuff, even though they'd been shot out of a chopper, and then blow everything up. Neutralization down here of this point, but still +2 to WARFle. He's in a good position right now. Cluster coming in here to finish off that Abrams command. Beautiful strike, easy kill. SAS don't quite manage to get their kill on that. They were out of the 84s. Eagle did come in, but is having second thoughts. Surprised to see a Chinook coming in here after that other chopper got shot down. I mean, the Chaparral is out of missiles, but the Pivads isn't too bad. That's a weird thing to call in there. But it may land somewhere, but it's going to get caught out by these engineers as well. Eagle comes in and gets a kill on the Lynx Hellarm there. So Murray and Milan's pushing down here to try and assist with all these vehicles. They should be pretty useful, especially against the Pivads and the Chaparral. I think the Bradley would pose a threat to them, but doesn't quite have eyes on yet, I don't think. Command is still alive here, though SAS getting pressured by those engineers. Obviously currently +5 to WARFle. He's putting the pressure on. I just noticed Integer hasn't put that in. It is going in now. That's a bit of a miss. Sometimes you do forget your commands at the back of the map. M48's doing quite well here. The scouts obviously don't have any anti-tank. The military police certainly have anti-tank, but they're a small squad and they are out of recoilless rifle rounds. So M48 will win this fight. WARFle looking pretty strong on the ground now. Some more ACAVs coming in back here with those scouts. Scouts are not going to be the most useful against these SAS forces, though. This chopper is like on a slither of health landing here. I'm so shocked that isn't dead. SAS sitting back here. Really need a repair, but obviously they're stuck out in the middle of nowhere. Emma Bill's coming in. That command is coming down to this point. He certainly will get it in. He's got enough sort of covering that side. But I'm sure we will see some pushback pretty quickly from WARFle. I just realised WARFle also hasn't capped one of his points. I'm looking at the points here and thinking it should be more than +3. The reason it's not is because he hasn't captured Bravo. He is now sending his command from the centre back there while the command from Integer is about to arrive. He will be able to take the centre back, or at least neutralise it pretty quickly though. Mobile's coming in here. There's just one scout squad there now that's really posing a threat. It feels like Integer's a bit thin on the ground here. I mean, he's managed to cap the centre now, so we're going to see a swing over. +1 to Integer, but a nice advantage in points currently for WARFle. I mean, this fight here, I think, is still very much in favour of WARFle. There are some flash coming in, which will finally be able to potentially deal with the SAS. That's certainly better than just standard engineers. And a Fire Team 84, lots of reinforcements being called in down here. The centre not looking good for Integer though. He's had to pull his military police back. WARFle's being semi-aggressive here. There's not a lot in there for Integer. I think WARFle could easily push this and take that command out. And the command's actually moved out of the point again, so he's going to lose this completely. There's an Abrams coming in. Lots of Fire Team 84s coming in there by the looks of it. And some more military police. All these flash coming in here to assist the flash. Now this could be the turning point. There's so many flash that I think he can probably take this town back now. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. But he's also expending a lot of resources here and not really covering the middle very much. And at the same time, WARFle is still bringing in reinforcements for that centre point. He's also bringing in some down here, though. He's really planning to fight for this. No movement at the top of the map from either player here. Not that either player has a command up there to pop in the other person's point. Looks like they've lost one flash squad here already. Another two just arrived. Third one coming in there. I expect the Saxons doing a bit of legwork here, but it's actually out of ammo now. SAS all being pushed up and the Saxons being moved up to assist here. SAS will make short work of that ACAV. Not quite in range though. Need to be in the next building across. And the Flash are tearing them apart. Poor SAS. As I said, Flash will make the difference. It's the one thing that the SAS can't really deal with. And that's probably the best idea. Once they're out of ammo, just get in on top of them. But yeah, these SAS and air mobiles taking a lot of fire now. Up in the center, still no effort to move that command back in, not taking the risk, but at the same time, lots of units moving up for WARFle. Slow and steady wins the race in this case, WARFle. And mobile gun group coming in Saxons. As you'll notice, we're seeing lots less in terms of IFVs and things in the game. You know, we're not seeing loads of Bradleys being brought in now. We're not seeing loads of Warriors and things like that being brought in. The preference is Warrior Milans, and anything with a Milan now or a Dragon because of that improvement to the ATGMs. So you'll see a lot of M113 ATGMs being brought in. This battle continuing here now. HE Bomber coming in, hitting those... Oh, lovely strike. Absolutely lovely strike. He loses the HE Bomber to the Eagle, but that was a beautiful strike. He killed 2 squads of Flash in that building. Only one appears here just because of how the script works. It, for some reason, only shows 1, but it did kill 2 squads. Jaeger Aufkel pushing up a little bit aggressively here. Everything else pulling back to get repaired. I mean, this has worked out great. The Chinook, surprisingly surviving, has been able to rearm all of these forces very effectively. And it's sort of keeping Integer at bay. I'm actually genuinely surprised, as I said I would be, if Integer didn't take this back with all of those Flash, and he hasn't. WARFle has held. I'm very impressed. Command is back in the center, though, for Integer, and he is pushing in his infantry forces here. Now, I'm curious to see how this pans out. Obviously, there are plenty of military police there. There's the ATF-4 squads. The Abrams at the back there. The SAS can't engage that as they're out of AT-4. This will be an interesting fight here. I feel like, in terms of firepower, the tanks will help. But the tanks are also susceptible to... Well, they're just out of the AT-4 range. And... Oh no, no way they're out. I was going to say that no way they're out of the recoilless rifle range. I saw the inner circle. I'm thinking, no, it's the assault rifle, of course. But the military police are busy firing at the air mobile gun groups. There we go. Abrams comes in, absolutely smashing those M48s. Arm rifles go down. Yeah, I was waiting for the Abrams to come in because I felt like that was going to tip the balance completely one way. But here we go. WARFle also pushing up this side, moving up that Rover Milan, looking for a hit on that Abrams. Cluster coming in for the Abrams. It's spotted, it's seen. Abrams is reversing. Bombs go in and get the kill. Eagle did come in to get the cluster, but doesn't get the kill on it. The F-15 goes down. Tracked Rapier getting a kill on the F-15 Eagle there. That's devastating. An expensive loss of a very good jet. Heavy fighting going on here, and still a heavy battle going on in the town down here. Not that you can see a huge amount in the towns. Buildings firing at buildings. More reinforcements arriving. I mean, this has been the ultimate distraction for WARFle. He's forcing Integer to bring in loads of reinforcements. And here we go, a switch to attack choppers. 2 Apaches coming in and 2 Tow Cobras. Really curious how these perform here. We still have the SAS here. The SAS do have Stingers. They are now resupplied, so they have all their weaponry available. We've got the javelins back here. We've got the tracked rapier here. Mobiles coming in, but not a lot of AA. This could be a turning point in this battle, unless the SAS just annihilate these two Apaches. I'm getting in here for a look. Here we go. Miss. Now taking its time to reload. Miss. I mean, the ECM on there. Goodbye, SAS. Goodbye. Yeah. You gotta get your hits in. If you don't get your hits in, that's it. The Apaches turn around and annihilate. Yeah, these Apaches are just going to clean up here. What is the response from WARFle? He needs to do something about these choppers. He either needs to bring jets in, or he needs to bring more AA in. The AA is going to be late to the party, though. He really needs to bring in some jets. I see a tracked rapier coming in down there. But he's already lost all of his infantry at that side. He's going to lose everything at the top as well. Look at this. One Javelin LML up there. But look at this command racing around the top. I did think when I saw that going up to that road, that's where it's off to. I mean, WARFle is about to win. He is way up on points. Integ3r needs to do something drastic. More Apaches and Cobras coming in. Here's the Jaguar HE bomber coming in, going for that Chaparral. Interesting. Gets the kill. He wants to get rid of the aircraft so he can bring in the Harriers. Harriers with rockets, nice and slow. Really effective against choppers. They have plenty of time to fire their cannons, you see. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Rockets getting off a few shots on the infantry on the ground as well. Really, really good. Little does he realise there's more on the way. M150 absolutely annihilated up at the top there by that Milan. This should be killed as well. He hasn't had the choppers up there to kill the defences here. This Milan almost in range. Terrier scouts can't quite kill it, but surely the Milan will. The increased speed there. Here it comes. Boom. Beautiful placement on that Milan there. Just getting them as they come around the corner. Once again, WARFle, amazing work down here. He's cleared up everything that Integ3r brought in there. Literally just the command back here, about to get killed by the Fox. There it goes. +4 to WARFle. And this was not how I expected this to go, and that's no offense to WARFle. But Integ3r, most certainly one of the top players of recent times. Unfortunately, having a really rough game. And WARFle just controlling the flow of the battle, forcing Integ3r to bring stuff in down here for the entire game. Integ3r managed to take complete control of the top using those choppers. Very effective use of those choppers, but unfortunately very late to the party. Still +1 to WARFle. And here's those Harriers coming back in, but there's the surrender. Commiserations, Integ3r, and well played to WARFle. I think this was the first upset of the tournament. Certainly didn't expect Integ3r to go out in round 1 again. No offense to WARFle at all in that. It was just unexpected. Integ3r would like me to relay to everyone that he is now washed up, and I would like to stress that those are his words, not mine. But look at the kills to losses there. Absolutely outstanding work from WARFle. He did a really fantastic job here. Great use of those SAS. Moving straight into that new meta. Absolutely outstanding. I think, unfortunately, Integ3r, by his own admission, lagging a little bit behind. Still sort of living in the previous patch a little bit. Relying too much on those Abrams and things, hoping that they would be enough to control the map. But really good game. Well played to WARFle. Very much deserving to go through to the next round. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do join us later for the semi-finals and the finals of this tournament. I'll see you all then.